Continuation. As I was saying, I went to get the lottery ticket, a pilot corporation entity, right? It's a spirit. The entity is a spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions responsible for the slaveholders transmuting their businesses into capitalism, right? So now we have pilot. This has not been an isolated incident, the gang stalking from the pilot entity and corporation. The corporation is just a physical construct created imagined by the spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions. The physical construct appeared on the indigenous land once that human vessel, whatever family is responsible for this, whatever family got the vision from the spiritual wickedness in higher dimension and made it a physical construct, a physical reality. So I'm being gang stalked, targeted, because I'm a part of a new government of the great God Universal Allah is back on the earth. The consciousness of the great God Universal Allah is back on the earth right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. We are in a new age. We are in the age of Aquarius. This is the age of divine order restored back to earth. That is the great God Universal Allah. So I'm getting gang stalked by these Satanists, the satanic network. Because now this is a divine court hearing and a transfer, because I don't know if they have planted employees or instructed employees to do this, what they just did. Because if the recording, what time? Let me see the actual time. It should be on my receipt, because we're going to go back. If anyone claim anything evil concerning iLottery wins on iEarth, I'm talking about at the conception of thought. The conception of thought. Let the wrath of Allah go out to all involved multidimensionally. Let the wrath of the great God Universal Allah go out to all involved multidimensionally. Arrest, capture, contain, incarcerate, incinerate, castrate, and cast to the great God Universal Allah's lake of fire for the divine sentence. The divine sentence of weeping and gnashing. Weeping and gnashing of the teeth. The divine sentence of weeping and gnashing of the teeth. The divine sentence of weeping and gnashing of the teeth. Multidimensionally. Because I'm not playing this bullshit. Leave me the fuck alone. Hop off my fucking astral dick. And stop eating my shit. Nasty ass Satanists. Always they want to collect my shit. They want to eat my shit. They want to smell my shit to try to get my spiritual information. That's why I can't even use public restrooms to this day. Because they're satanic networks coming in the restroom to do weird ass black magic and shit. One day we're going to find out the science behind that, how they intercept people's spiritual information through smelling their feces and urine. Because there was a research study. They were looking for people's feces. I don't know what company this was, but they were looking for people's feces. I don't know what company this was, but they were saying in the research study that certain people's feces has a certain biofluoro, some type of microorganism that is used to save lives or something. That's probably why they be doing that. I know they do that as a humiliation ritual to make individuals eat shit. It's no coincidence that everybody is talking about when they go to Dubai. You know what? Divine court hearing and transfer. If Dubai is taking part in that humiliation ritual and feeding my nation shit. Listen, the great God is the all-seeing eye. The great God universal Allah records all. The great God universal Allah records all. So, we will find that out in the divine court hearing and the transfer. Because look, according to the Satanist feces, it's like gold to them. Motherfuckers, it's like motherfucking gold to these motherfuckers. So they be eating my shit. They want my shit. They send people in public restrooms after me, back to back to back. So their entity, whatever entity that is connected to that vessel, working with that vessel, can get the energetic signature of it or the smell of it. They probably can tell what you're eating, what I don't know exactly, because I don't know the science behind it. Great God just tells me what the fuck they doing, what the fuck type of evil shit they doing. That's the great God just tells me that. I don't know the science behind why they doing this shit, but any violations connected to my bodily fluids, whether it's blood, whether it's feces, whether it's urine, whether it's saliva, divine coherent transfer. This includes past, present, future. I'm talking about conception and thought. You think about my shit, and you subject to the wrath. The wrath of Allah is going out if I choose. And this is multidimensionally. You think about my shit. Judgment, divine judgment is going out. All four corners of the earth and beyond. Infinity. So, I'm here. And these motherfuckers, these dirty ass motherfuckers. These dirty ass motherfuckers is literally going stand there for about a minute. They're going to stand there for about a minute. It's on a recording. It's on a recording and literally try to memorize my number. Like, how fucking evil is that? Because the recording is going to show the pale skin hand, the melanated my ticket, and they was on opposite sides. And then the melanated is going the melanated is literally going to stand there for almost a minute and try to memorize my number. I had to ask him, what are you doing? I said, let me see that. And he showed me it was my ticket. I said, don't stand there and look at my ticket. Who does that? They're not permitted to do some shit like that. A person that nobody wants their information compromised like that. I'm purchasing that. I'm there to purchase that. That's not the great God is not going to decide that was in right standing to try to intercept my numbers like that. Because look, we're dealing with spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions, right? That's what we're talking about, spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions. So guess what? They could go, he literally viewed my numbers. They can go, and I'm talking about the spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions can give someone the numbers that's trying to get my numbers. So we're calling in a divine court hearing. This is the divine court hearing and transfer for all that are being deceptive and evil regarding my lottery wins on this earth. All spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions taking part in this in any location on earth, on a new earth. I'm talking about the conception of thought, arrest, capture, contain, incarcerate, incinerate, cast to the great God universal Allah's lake of fire for the divine amount of time. And not only that, all earth operations connected to any spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions or any other dimensions involving deception or evil practices with my lottery wins, complete banishment. All operations, banishment from earth for the divine amount of eons. Bitch, if it's up to me, look, the higher self might change that. You might never be allowed back to earth for any point in time in infinity, bitch, after you try some shit like that, after you try to pull some shit like that on me, motherfucker. Nah, we're not playing these motherfucking games. The only game that I'm playing is Infinity Wars. And when millions and millions and millions and millions, billions, whatever, the great God decides, Bismillah Infinity, playing the lottery. For whatever the great God Universal Allah decide. Bismillah Infinity, not you devils. Not you devils. And yo, I'm getting my lick back. That was a theft. That was a spiritual theft what just happened. They trying to steal from me? Bitch, all you stole from my ancestors, great God, Universal Allah, make them pay back everything they stole from my indigenous ancestors to I vessel only. To I vessel only. Everything that they stole from my indigenous ancestors multidimensionally is returned to I vessel, divine times fold, through the lottery. Bismillah Infinity. The pilot corporation. The pilot entities. Anyone taking part in, trying to be a Decepticon, whether it's following me around, whether it's, you know what I mean, doing black magic spells or whatever, and shit. Anyone responsible for that? All involved in this divine transfer, transferring the evil energy from our ancestors multidimensionally, indigenous ancestors multidimensionally, to every area of your life multidimensionally. Past, present, future concept of thoughts, conception of thoughts, violations. And you better listen. If that was just a spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions that had them, that possessed those vessels, hacked those vessels to do that, they better be fired, because that's not appropriate. Because I'm putting this on the record. They better be fired. Both of them. Because I saw them, they had the guilt. Listen, I'm a master reader of human nature. They were looking at each other, plotting, and it was on some sneaky ass shit. That's what I peeped. I peeped some sneaky ass shit. And then he gives them a ticket, and then he starts looking at my ticket for an extended period of time. So they better be fired, or else it's going back. First of all, it's going back to Satan. Satan is the first one to receive this sweeping and gnashing of the teeth from all deception going upon the earth. Satan then gets the instruction who is involved from these court hearings, these divine court hearings. Who is involved? Go collect. Go collect. Divine executive order, Bismillah, Infinity. Go collect. Or else you sit with that, Satan, or else you sit with the Decepticon tactics, devices of the vessels that you programmed. As far as the pilot corporation, if they were involved, all involved, subject to the wrath of Allah again, and it will be directly from your father, Satan. It will be directly from your father, Satan. You're only reaping what you sowed. It's not from the great God. You're only reaping what you sowed. Satan, make this. Shh. You already know what I'm conveying to you, Satan. You already know what I'm conveying to you. I don't have to say it. But that shit ain't gonna be going down. Don't follow me in those stores. Don't be nowhere around me. You're subject to the wrath of Allah. If that's happening. Any employees being planted or involved in Decepticon devices, it falls back on Satan, and then Satan redistributes it to the pilot corporation and all entities involved. There will be no more earth operations allowed for any spiritual wickedness connected to pilot corporation that's targeting me for evil against my love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, abundance, prosperity, and all I so shall desire. So let's try this again. Let's try this again. Playing with you hoes.